So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're joined by Jackie Chambers. She's one of the guitar players for the band Girlschool, who has been around since the 1980s. So, if you lived under a rock, you have had to have heard of them. They're one of like the pioneers of having like an all-female group in metal. So, Jackie, how are you today?
Hey, I'm great, thank you. But the band started in 1978,
In
so in the
1978, but
70s.
your first album,
Yep.
yeah, in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the first album was, but the first single was back in 78. And of course, we've been 45 years this year. That's what we're celebrating, 45 years of
So
never
you've been
splitting
a
up.
band as long as I have been alive.
There you go. I'm the new girl. I've only done 24, nearly 25. I'm still the new girl.
The new girl, yes. So yeah, so we're here to talk all about that album, What the Fuck 45. So Jackie, how does it feel like, to being in a band that has had so much history and has been, the longevity that the band has had?
It's incredible, isn't it? I don't think anybody, when they set out to be in a band, thinks they're going to still be in a band when they're in their 50s or 60s. It's quite amazing, really. I mean, especially a girl band, because most women maybe go off to get married and have children and just never go back to it. We've known a lot of female musicians who've done that, but none of us have kids. We're like a little girl school bubble, you know. We just never give up, never split up. There's been 10 different members in the whole 45 years, and Kim and Denise are still the long stayers. They've done the full 45 years.
That is a long time, and yeah, that what you're saying. Yeah, that's something that happens with female bands, that if they have kids, and the longevity is harder to maintain. So you joined 24 years ago. So you joined back in 2000,
No, 99. I joined in 99. So it's
1999.
24 years. Yeah, 99 now. It's
Yeah,
23
that's
now. So I
right,
just
because
had
we're
one. 25.
2023.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
nearly 25 years. Woo!
that is a long time. So tell me a little bit about the process of working on this album, because I know you started working on this on the lockdowns. How was that experience?
Sort of. I mean, like the record company pointed out to us that it was like 8 years since we've done an album, so we should do one. And of course, we were touring Guilty as Sin in 2015 and 16. Then it came to our attention we should start writing. So about 2018, we thought about it, but didn't do anything. Then 2019, COVID hit. So I started putting some riffs together. That's how we kind of work. I've got like a little home studio. I put some guitar riffs together. I'll play them to Kim, and she'll say, I like that bit, but I don't like that bit. We need something different, but chorus, that sort of thing. And so during COVID, we intended to write it, but we didn't really get very far with that. Oh, COVID will be over soon. So as you do. And then, of course, we came out of COVID and we started touring. And again, the record company said, oh, we need a new album. So we figured rather than rush out the new album, we thought we'd wait for 45th anniversary. So we finished the album in December last year, in 2022, but it's taken like 6 months before it comes out. So that's record company decision. So yeah, so 45th anniversary, here we are.
Nice. So yeah, I'm gonna show the album cover of the album. It's it's pretty simple. You got the Girlschool logo, the what the fuck 45.
It
Yeah,
actually says, what the 45? That's like, what the 45? It should be like, what? WT question mark 45.
yes, yes, yeah. Well, that's a lot of years. Like, and I know the band back in the 80s. I know you weren't around, but I know they did a song with Motorhead. And did you ever get to meet Lemmy?
Oh, well, I've toured with him, Lemmy, 4 or 5 times now. I've met him loads of times. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and we did an album, Legacy, in 2008, I think it was. And Lemmy again appeared on that one. Phil appeared on that one. Eddie played on that one as well. So and of course Phil's played on this new one as well. So there's a connection with Motorhead all the way. Yeah, we did quite
Yeah.
a few tours with them back in the festivals, obviously. So even with me in the band, I think first can't remember the first tour I did. I think it might be in 2005, the first one. And we've done European tour. In fact, we were on the tour with Lemmy, Motorhead, sorry, when he actually died in 2015. We were out on tour. We did like a month's tour. Then we went home for Christmas for a short break for Christmas, and we were supposed to go back out January to do like Scandinavia and a few other places in Europe. And of course, he passed during Christmas. So yeah, never got back out for the last half of the tour. And that was Girlschool, Saxon, and Motorhead, like full circle, for their 40th anniversary.
Yeah, I'm sure you have some great stories of touring with those people. Like, do you have anyone that comes to mind?
We've always telling the same ones because there's only so many we can tell. You know, it's like well, you know, we're allowed to tell, should I say? But yeah, I mean, we just had great fun with the guys. I mean, they're all really nice people. We hung out with them at night, you know, or backstage. Many times I was in Lemmy's dressing room playing the slot machine and drinking his Jack Daniels. Spilt a couple of bottles over it once. But yeah, there's all sorts of things, you know. We used to chat a lot about books, you know, there's simple things like that with Lemmy. He's a very intelligent guy. And of course, he, like I say, he played on a couple of our albums. It played on Legacy on a couple of tracks. So that was brilliant on one of the tracks, just there. Yeah.
No, I bet. So on this new album, I know you have a song with Joe Stump from Alcatraz, and you also, I actually interviewed Alcatraz, and I know that you played on one of the songs for their last album. So how was working with Joe Stump on the track Are You Ready?
I mean, it was always going to happen because when we were we're on the same record label and the same management label. So we did quite a few tours together, you know, about 3 tours together now. And so we all got on really well. And while we were on the last tour in Europe, they asked us if we wanted to be on their album. So we're like, yeah, we did some backing vocals. We just went into Jimmy's hotel room and just did some backing vocals on one of their songs, Don't Get Mad, Get Even. Then they did a video to that, which was kind of, you know, Joe Stump and all the guys being in that one. And we were in the video as cartoons. So when we come to do our album last year, all the guys had gone home to America, and we thought we've got to get them on there. So Kim called Joe and she says, well, do you want to be on this album? And he goes, yeah, I'll write you a track. So anyway, he wrote a guitar riff. He sent us that. It was great. I learned it. We went into the studio. We recorded it as it was. And then we thought, well, it still isn't on it. So Kim rang him again and said, well, do you want, Jackie's finished it as the part you played for her, but do you want to put some guitars over that? So he came along, he sent it from America, did some twiddly widdly bits, put it all over the top. So that's Joe over the top of what we were doing already, yeah. And then of course the video is in the video.
Yeah, no, I saw the video. It's animated and it's pretty cool video. And
like
the
other theirs, yeah.
Yeah, the other single that you released is It Is What It Is. And I think that's a really fun track. What can you tell us about that track?
Well, it's one of those things when we were around a tour, when we started with writing, you kind of get ideas here and there for titles to start with. So I carried around a dictaphone back then before I had a smartphone, funny enough. And every time we'd be doing something, we'd be in an airport and it's like something would go wrong. And go, oh God, well, it is what it is. We can't do out about it. You know, like you start waiting for something to happen. Oh, here's what it is. And we said it so many times. Kim said, that's got to be a song. That's got to be a song. It is. And she said, it is what it is. What you got to do about it? And I went, it is what it is. It is what it is. And so that just became the chorus. And I just wrote a guitar part and sent it to Kim. Then we got on Zoom and she just sort of started singing along to it. And it just became a song. You know, that's basic. Nice and easy.
And it's the album opener.
It is now. Yeah. I thought it was I don't know why we thought that one, but everybody seems to like that one. So we went with that one. Good, strong.
Yeah, I think it's a good album opener, catchy, and it captures the raunchiness of the band. So I know that also on the band, on this album, you have the last song, Born to Raise Hell. You have Beef Beeford, Beef Campbell, and you even have Duff McKagan on that track. So tell me a little bit about that track.
Well, we always put a cover version on, and we tend to put one cover version on per album, and it's like 45 years. So we thought, go full circle. We started Motorhead tour and everything, so did a Motorhead cover. I think it was Kim's boyfriend's idea to do Born to Raise Hell because it's just such a great song, isn't it? I mean, I know it's been covered before, It's a great song to sing along to. Everybody knows it. And again, we asked Phil, and he said yes, absolutely, play on it. And Biff wanted to sing on it. And then we thought, well, a bass player. And of course, we have a mutual friend, Ray, who I think manages Guns N' Roses. So he said that Duff would love to do it because he's a big Girlschool fan. So yeah, that was easy. So we just played it, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a cool cover, and you have a different types of like lyrics on the album, but you even have a song about COVID with Invisible Killer.
That's right, yeah, that's
How
one. Tracy wrote that, yeah. Tracy wrote that during COVID. So she'd written like a bass line and a song idea, and she just sent it to me, and I put some guitars to it, just tweaked it here and there, so it became a song, yeah.
Yeah, pretty catchy song. So for you, Jackie, which in this album, which is your favorite song to play, and which song was the hardest to write?
Hmm. Which one? Well, the most fun to play. I mean, obviously we've not played any of them live yet, but
Yeah, but
I think I really enjoy Cold Dark Heart. It's one of those really simple ones. I just had the riff dum dugga 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 dum dum, and I was just playing around with it, left and right panning and just messing about at home on studio, and it just came really natural, that one. So it's just really easy. We sort of sat there and wrote lyrics in the studio, most of them. Just came together nicely, and it's kind of got a different feeling to that one, hasn't it? It's quite dark in some ways, but a little Rammstein, a little Killing Joke. Yeah, it's still Girl School. It still sounds like Girl School. What was the other part of the question? Which one?
oh, which one was the hardest to write?
Hardest to write. I think Believing in You, because Philippa from Thunder Mother, she wrote a song for us, which was that music in Believing in You. But the lyrics didn't really suit what we were doing. They weren't really girls. Didn't translate well into English. Really, we didn't think. So we sat down and rewrote the lyrics, which was quite hard when you've heard something. You heard the lyrics already, and we didn't want those lyrics. So making other lyrics work with the song. So I think in a way that was probably the hardest one. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you're getting ready to release the album. Are you looking forward to getting out there and touring and playing these songs live?
God, yeah, yeah. Things we can't do them all. You can only do a couple because it's like when you're doing a set, you have to miss a couple out of the other stuff, and it's really hard to take songs out of your old set because everybody wants to hear Race with the Devil and Emergency and Demolition and Come On, Let's Go and Hit and Run. So already you've got half a set of songs that people want to hear every time. So it's really hard to put a lot of new songs in. So we'll probably put maybe two in. Probably Are You Ready? Probably It Is What It Is, I suppose, because they're the first two singles. They're probably the two we'll put in.
Yeah, no, I know that you want to please fans, but you also want to play some newer songs.
Oh, it would be great to play all new songs, but that's just not possible unless we did a 3 hour set. But I don't think that everybody's going to go for that.
No, I don't think that would be like a lot. So do you like doing those huge festivals, or do you like more intimate shows?
Oh wow! I mean, both they have the merits. I mean, we did a festival in Denmark the other day, Metal Magic, and it's just great. I mean, the atmosphere was amazing, and it's just a small festival. That was like 1,000 people maybe, but just a wonderful festival, really good atmosphere. But then we'll do shows. We've done some in Britain that have been smaller, and the atmosphere. We played London, and I think that was sold out, and it was just I think it's only about 350, but it was an amazing atmosphere, just absolutely incredible. So sometimes, yeah, the little ones are better, but I love festivals, yeah. Because it's all new, a lot of new people who haven't heard of you before, yeah, or people coming to see you for the first time out of curiosity because they've seen your name on a compilation album, or mums and dads bringing their kids, so they would never ever see us apart from a festival. So festivals are good for bands to get noticed by a younger audience, us oldies.
No, yeah, I totally agree. So, Jackie, I know that being a musician, you're always working on music, but have you had time to listen to like newer bands, newer albums, or is there or like what are you currently listening to when you're not touring or
Well,
writing music?
I'm about to go buy the new Alice Cooper album because a massive Alice Cooper fan, and there's a new Alice Cooper album out, so I am really looking forward to getting my hands on that one. I like the physical copy though. I don't want the physical thing. So yeah, I mean, I will listen to lots of different music, but yeah, I don't know who of new I'm listening to really. All the ones I really like, like I like Whip for the new albums, the Rammsteins and the Alice Coopers, and I like David Clyro, the Cult, those kind of bands. But yeah, give me a band and I'll listen to it if it's a good music.
No, that's good. That's good to, have that open mind. So you're getting ready to release the album. It's coming out on July 28th. I know you're gonna have a different physical copies. I'll put the link for the pre-orders for people who want to have the album physically. So
Mhm.
yeah, 14 albums. Like uh are you dreading coming out like having to do like a set list of the songs that you have to play? Like how
Like,
do you go around that? Is the
like I
then like
said
do you
earlier, it's almost impossible because you kind of like you want to do all the ones that everybody wants to hear, but how do you miss things out? Because like we want to keep it fresh for us, but people want to hear the Race for the Devil Emergency and all that, so we can't miss them out. Bomber, all those. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be hard, but we'll figure it out somehow. We'll figure it out. We always do.
Yes. So what's next for Girls School now? I'm guessing are you thinking of new music, or are you just planning on going on some tours
Well,
and
not this
promoting these
minute. I
albums for
mean,
now?
there is the record company have already asked us to do another album because this one's been well received, and we were like, "What? We've only just done this one. It took us 8 years." But, so we're thinking we tore this one first, obviously. I mean, um, it's not even out yet, so we can't even think about writing and releasing a new album because this one's not even out. So yeah, once we've released this one, once we've toured it, then yeah, we'll think about it then. Maybe a year or so, a couple of years maybe. It depends how long we're touring it. Because we're doing America. South America is next, which is in September. We've got a couple of festivals we've just done in Denmark, Sweden. Got something coming up possibly in Finland. Little gigs here and there, festivals and things. So it's all looking good. It's into next year. There's gigs that are planned for next year already to promote the album. So it's getting quite busy now. And once the album comes out, usually more gigs come in. So yeah, that will be exciting to see what we get next. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it took 8 years. I know that part of it had to be with the pandemic. Well, this was the longest gap that you had between albums.
We didn't even realize it was 8 years, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the time just goes. I don't know, as you get older, somebody says, "Oh, when did you do that?" And you'll say, "Oh, a couple of years ago," and they'll say, "No, 6." And you're what? Time seems irrelevant when you're getting older. And COVID has messed everything up. It's like now we're sort of saying BC instead of before Christ. It's before COVID, isn't it? Before and after COVID, because it's like, well, when was it? We say, no, we toured that country then. No, it was before COVID. It's like, oh my goodness, well, that's at least 4 years now then. So yeah, it was a long gap, but we didn't seem to realize it was a long gap. So we'll probably be quicker than that next time.
Yeah, well, the fans are there ready to listen to the new album. So yeah, I already listened to it, the album. So if you like fun rock and roll with that attitude, I think that you like What the Fuck 45 by Girlschool. It's a fun record, and I think we need fun records. Like not everything has to be doom and gloom. There
Exactly.
has
There's
to
a couple of serious songs on there, but we've done them in our usual silly fashion. We haven't made it too serious and too gloomy or too political. Yeah, we like fun songs. They're the best ones. I mean, like Bump in the Night. That's just a fun, silly song. It's just a bit of laugh. Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah,
need those.
that's about all like bumping into things in the night. Yeah, it's a fun track. I agree. So Jackie, I want to thank you for taking some time of your day, to talk with me about the album
Thank
and
you.
music as a whole. So I'll put the links for people for the music video so they can watch it and so they can pre-order the album that's coming out on July 28th. So
Brilliant.
anything that you like to say to the fans before we leave?
Yep. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for buying the album. If you haven't bought it, go buy it now.
Awesome. So people, Go listen to the Girlschool album, What the Fuck 45. And until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.